people who own XRP, it's happening now. But is XRP all set? Hi there, pretty people. Hi, people who make money. That's why the crypto market is getting hot. We're seeing Bitcoin become less popular. Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies start going up. Is XRP ready to join the fun though? All of that will be talked about. All I ask is that you smile at me to spread good vibes. It's free to like something, so smash that button. Someone told me not to tell jokes because they're not funny. I'm sorry to that person who commented. I'm going to keep telling jokes because why not? This is my channel. Okay, let's get started. XRP is up 3.85% right now at $243. To be honest, if I didn't tell the jokes, would you? What makes me unique compared to the next Joe Schmo who has a YouTube channel? I wouldn't be special. No. Why would someone be looking at me? The way I look isn't great. You can't hear me very well. I don't have a Barry White style sexy voice. I got the bald head, you know. It's not like there's nothing here, right? That's what makes me different. Besides the fact that I have a lot of experience, I'm funny. I'm interesting. I'm fun to watch. You know, I'm very humble, also very humble. We like to have fun here, you know, having fun is important. You know, I try to, and I hope I'm not too far off track from the movie. What is this guy doing? Asks anyone new to the channel. I feel like you guys are my family and friends, and we're talking. People who know me well will tell you that this is how I really am, but then I start telling stories. Is that I sometimes stray off topic, and people have to tell me to get back on track. But when I'm making the videos, it's just me talking to myself, so this happens in the first 2.5 minutes of this video. We can see that XRP has broken out of the trend line. When we look at the crypto market, we've already talked about how XRP has broken through the 1348 EMA. It crossed over on the daily chart. From the bottom of the shaky RSI, we went up. We're coming up on you. We are getting signs to buy. There are strong signs to buy everywhere except the Ichimoku base, which is neutral. I've never seen it in a buy. We got all of the oscillators to either stay steady or go up. This means that XRP looks very, very good right now. But there must be others that taste better. Right? People are liking meme coins a little more, and we can see that Bitcoin's power has taken a big hit over the last 3 days when we look at it. This could make some people happy. Also, if you have a lot of Bitcoin, you might be thinking right now, well, that's not fair, right? You need to remember that Bitcoin has done much better than these others, which took a big hit but are now getting better. Unlike Bitcoin, which is pretty much back to where it was in January, these other cryptocurrencies have a lot more ground to make up. Okay, so that's how things stand now. Now the power is leaving Bitcoin and going to other coins. For those who have been watching for a while, you must know about my hat idea. Bitcoin has always been where the money is, but it has also gone into Ethereum and then to other cryptocurrencies. That's how things have gone. My theory was that this time we would have a sombrero instead of a C or a hat. This would mean that there would be a lot of money at the top because of the Bitcoin ETFs. All of that new money that hasn't been seen in other cycles would come to the sombrero. It will have a big hat on top, but not all of it will flow down. Why? Because a lot of that money will be locked up in ETFs, IRAs, 401ks, and other accounts, where it can't be turned into other cryptocurrencies. They can use Ethereum. That being said, there could be a second phase. The third phase will be interesting, because if we get a Sol ETF, an XRP ETF, or maybe even other ETFs, those could make money right from the cycle down. Okay, but the rest of the money is going to get stuck, right? That might be a good thing, right? Where are you going to get the money? What makes this cycle better than others? If there's more money at the top, and Bitcoin goes up more than it might have without ETFs, then people who would have normally sold when prices went down, would have more money to sell when prices went down, this time. That's the idea. I might be right about this. I might be wrong about this. We'll see. We will have to wait a little while to see how that goes. It stands to reason that this time around, there should be a lot more money coming into the crypto market. After that, we might see moves that are much bigger than the ones we've seen so far. On the other side, someone would say, well, AI, the crypto market has seen a much bigger market cap. So even if there is a lot more cash on hand, it would be harder to have enough buying power to move assets up to 20x, 30x or 40x. And that is also true on the other side. We are going to try to reach a state of balance. Is XRP now ready for a big move in the market? What to expect when the market signs line up? If we look at what's going on right now, big bets on XRP from smart money. More people want to invest in XRP. Futures volume went up 10% to $9.51 billion, and open interest went up 8.9% to $4.8 billion, which suggests that new money is coming in. More importantly, option activity went through the roof, with volume going up 450%, and open interest in options going up 480%. Okay, XRP is about to crash, right? We've talked about this a lot. We've talked about how it broke out on the downtrend. We talked about it on the 1348 EMA, but it doesn't have the numbers yet, right? Take a look at where we are now, and the volume on XRP. The volume is pretty much the same as it was before. I just looked at this day and saw that it was 220 million. Oh, it was 270 million yesterday. It was a little higher, but it's about the same as it was when we were pumped up in January. I'm sorry, it was in November. As you can see, let me get rid of all these lines. We had very high amounts, like 2.37 billion this day, and 1.6 billion this day. That's 2.54 billion XRP worth of trades, right? This is just the Binance line. So there would have been a lot more on XRP altogether. We had 1.1 billion here in January too. So we're not even a fifth as busy as we were during these big moves. So XRP isn't getting a lot of money just yet. We talked about this again, and we saw that at the start of that move up, there was volume, but a lot more volume was going to jokes. And we can see that again. Another thing we should remember is that XRP has done much better than these other investments. That is, someone might be thinking, where do I have an asset with a lot of potential just to get back to where it was in January? And when they look at XRP and Bitcoin, they think, well, these two did pretty well. So even if I go into that right now, it shouldn't go much higher than that 3.3 level, which was the area high. 3.303738. We could still look at it as is under that price even if it goes up a lot. I don't want to say it's cheap, but there aren't many chances for it to go up to that area high. That's why the money hasn't gone there yet. Let's take a look at Dogecoin as an example. You can see that it is getting hot, right? There's a little more volume. The number isn't as high as it was in November when it was crazy high, but it's been getting higher for Dogecoin over the last 2 days. Oh, and there's still about an hour left. So it will be interesting to see if there is a rise in the amount of money that flows into XRP. We can see that XRP whales are still buying more of it. This month, 880 million tokens were bought by whales. Once more, the fact that whales are still buying XRP doesn't mean for sure that the price will go up. I don't know what will happen again. In fact, we saw today that Trump made an announcement, and then Pakistan and India said that the truce had been broken. The markets went crazy because you never know when something like that will happen. That's why I'll never tell you to buy, sell or hold.